46 soldiers are back home in Ivory Coast after having been detained in Mali for 6 months amid political tensions. Their release signals an apparent resolution of a diplomatic standoff between the West African neighbors that also worsened Mali's already tense relations with regional powers. Citing a commitment to peace and dialogue, Mali's military junta late Friday pardoned the soldiers who had been sentenced on December 30th to 20 years in prison for allegedly attempting to undermine state security. The troops were arrested in July at the airport in Bamako. At the time, the Malian authorities said the troops were acting as mercenaries, but Ivory Coast officials say they were part of a United Nations peacekeeping mission in Mali. For more insights into the soldiers' detention in Mali, I'm joined live via Skype from Omaha, Nebraska by Sié de Bindouté, a political analyst for Western Africa. Mr. Bindouté, welcome to Africa 54.
Thank you.
What could possibly have led the Malian authorities to say these soldiers were mercenaries and therefore detain them for 6 months?
Thank you. The President Thomas Sankara said, when an African buys a gun, a weapon is not against an European, an American, or an Asian. It's against Africa. This is what happened between Mali and Ivory Coast. The conflict in Mali is not an ethnic or area country. It's a colonial conflict. So what the president of Ivory Coast wanted to do, it was to destroy Mali. This is what happened between Burkina Faso and Ivory Coast when the president Laurent Gbagbo was ruling the country.
Mr. Bindouté, we understand that they were there as part of a peacekeeping mission in neighboring Mali and not mercenaries. That was the mission. They went to fight and kind of stabilize the region. So what impact, anyway, does this have on these soldiers who went out there thinking they're going to be part of a peacekeeping mission but ended up being detained, and also for their families back in Ivory Coast?
Yeah, we can say it. The official, what they say, it's not what they wanted to do, because it was this mission. They couldn't have this problem, but today we know what was going on. So now the families are happy because their son, their husband, their brothers, they are back home. But the relationship between Mali and Ivory Coast is still in the same way, because we don't know what the President Ouattara will do for Mali, because they say they have a secret document, and we don't know now what Ivory Coast must do. But for now, it's good for West Africa because it was a serious political situation, and any countries was nobody was supporting Mali because people think that Mali was accusing Ivory Coast for mercenary. But the reality today, we know what was going on, and I think it's a good resolution for everybody in West Africa because it was a scary situation.
Bindouté, thank you very much for your insight.